Welcome to the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast.
This podcast is brought to you by the Jefferson County Department of Health. Hello, everyone. This is Jarvis S. Scott with What's Happening in Birmingham. Today, I have the honor and pleasure of having on Brent Meredith. He is the Chief Executive Officer of the Community Food Bank of Central Alabama. Good morning, Mr. Meredith.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Great. I wanted to bring Mr. Meredith on today. Of course, with this COVID-19 pandemic, one of the biggest untold stories, I feel, I guess in my opinion, you probably share the same thing, has been the lack of food. And I guess the term food scarcity.
Insecurity
here in our area. So unless you've been, I say sleeping on a rock, you've seen the long lines across all types of races, economic, income, everything. And this has been the main organization that's been driving most of the food supply drives. So to kind of start off, give intro of your organization and what you all do.
Well, FoodBank, there are 200 food banks in the U.S., and we all roll up to Feeding America. And so we are one of those 200. There are 4 or 5 main food banks in the state of Alabama. We happen to be Central Alabama, based in Birmingham, and we serve 12 counties right now across that footprint. And one of the things that we do the biggest thing we do is supply food. There are other things we do educationally and such, but we look at the areas of the communities that are most in need, and we try to engage agencies that will help provide food. And then if we feel that we can't find an agency in an area, then we will try to do mobile distributions ourselves or through other groups in those areas. So last year, we distributed about 21.4 million pounds of food, and that is million, through the 12 counties. About 10 to 11 million pounds of that food went directly into Jefferson County. And so that's kind of an important statistic because of all the work that we do with the agencies. We have 255 member agencies of the Community Food Bank of Central Alabama who distribute food into their communities. And that's the best way for us to get food out. And then when we can't get, into certain areas, we will do mobile pantries. And so this last year, we have worked on building our mobile pantry program from about 800,000 pounds in 2019 to about 5.7 million pounds distributed through our mobile pantries in 2020. So that was probably the area of largest increase last year. We actually went from about 16.4 million pounds to 21.4 million pounds in 2020. So we had a 5 million pound increase, which is incredibly substantial, obviously. And my folks are working hard every day to make sure that we can put food into the hands of those who are food insecure. And the food insecurity rates have gone from about 1 in 6 adults, 1 in 5 children, to 1 in 5 adults, 1 in 4 children over the last year with the COVID pandemic. So there are many more people who are in need, and we're doing everything we can to make sure that those folks get the food that's going to help them get through this difficult crisis.
So most of your food supply is coming from people donating, or like the local major grocery stores?
It comes from a number of places. One, people donate. That's probably one of the smaller areas when people donate. Grocery stores, we reclaim between probably 7.5 and 9 million pounds of food from grocery stores every year. And then USDA accounts for another 5 million pounds. And then we have to purchase, and we purchased last year probably between 5 and 7 million pounds. In 2019, this food bank spent about $500,000 on food. Wow. In 2020, we spent $3 million on food. And so going forward, we're going to be spending more for a number of reasons. The scarcity of certain foods right now is looming large. And when there's scarcity, prices go up, even to an agency like us, and we buy bulk. And that's what I was kind of getting to. One of the best ways to support what we do is to give the dollar to and through the food bank, because we buy truckloads of food. It isn't just one-off items or 10 or 15 of them, or even bulk buying. When you buy them at Sam's Club or Costco, we can buy them cheaper, and we can buy a whole lot more of it when we buy a tractor trailer load, and then food goes out to our agencies and to the mobile pantries literally by the pallet load. And so that's one of the best ways that we operate.
So I'm going to go back for a moment, how you was talking about how you went from 500,000 last year to 3 million. When the pandemic first occurred, was the numbers like throughout last year, it just kept spiking up each month pretty much?
It continued to go up from I arrived here May 4th, was my first day on the job. And so from May 4th, when I arrived, to probably August, we saw the numbers constantly going up. They've kind of leveled out at the moment, but that may be more a function of our capacity right now, because our warehouse is full. We're turning out as much product as we can turn out at the moment, doing as many mobile pantries as we can at the moment. But that doesn't mean that we're addressing that, trying to build our capacity. Because if we need to be distributing more, we want to be distributing more. And so but it also is a supply chain thing. Can we get more? So those are all things that we're working through, even as we speak.
So for people that's watching the video right now, kind of tell me, what are the do's and don'ts of kind of donating to your organization?
Well, some of the best do's are, as I said, donate funds. And I know everybody says that, but honestly, it is the best way to donate to a food bank, because we can take that dollar, and where you might pay 99 cents for an item, we're going to pay 49 cents for an item. And so we can get it cheaper, and we buy more of it altogether. So that's important. The other do is donate your time. Come and volunteer. That's an important way that you can support the work that the food bank does. We pack all of our own boxes here, or I should say about 90% of our boxes are packed here on site. And so when people come to volunteer, that's what they do. They pack boxes to help families in our community. So the other thing is, if you are going to donate, we're not discouraging you to donate. We're just saying that dollars are stretched further. But if you have things to donate things that you and your family like to eat. Don't donate what you don't want to eat. That's kind of an important thing for folks. And then call ahead if you can when you're going to donate. That's helpful. That allows us to know when people are coming with donations. And then don't overthink it. It is. Let's keep it simple. My dad always had the thing he taught me about: keep it KISS, keep the KISS method, and it was always talking about me. Keep it simple, stupid. It was focused at me, but I'm going to say, don't overthink it. Don't make it complicated. People need food. Food is not a complicated thing. There are issues around food that are complicated, but we don't want to get into those. What we want to get into is keeping it simple for the community to help other families in the community. And then purchase food. Don't purchase food for the purpose of donating it. Give the dollar. It's a far better way to do it. Donate, and don't donate any foods you wouldn't want your loved ones to eat. That's kind of an important thing. And if you need food, you may be listening and you need food. All of our agencies are on our website. you can go to feedingal.org and hit the Find Food button. Right there, you hit the button, it'll show you all the places you can get food, mobile pantries, as well as all of our agencies will be listed there. And it gives their times and things. And then if you're not looking for food, but you want to support the food bank, right next to it is the donate button. It's a simple way to do it. It's safe. And we're just greatly appreciative of the fact that folks are supportive of the food bank through these difficult times. We are doing absolutely everything we can to help meet people's needs in the 12 county region.
And one thing you forgot to mention is tax deductible.
It is tax deductible. We are a 501c3 authorized agency, and we sincerely appreciate the fact that folks are standing shoulder to shoulder with us to help their brothers and sisters right here in the community. You know, we either rise or fall as a community, and you know, we're just so appreciative of the fact that people are so supportive of the work that we're doing. You know, we were able to go from purchasing 500,000 pounds of food to $3 million or $500,000 worth of food to $3 million worth of food last year. And we couldn't have done that without people stepping up and standing alongside of us and helping make that happen for their neighbors.
One question I was thinking in my head is that, of course, I guess some people, and you probably have heard this myth a lot, that when people go to a food bank, they's like, well, that food is not the freshest. You know, it's like, well, if you have been some of your food, it's just like you get off the store rack.
Well, some of it does come right off the store rack. Others come through USDA and other places. And I you know, I guess I'd say we need to be grateful for what comes, but at the same time, on our side of things, we never want food to be spoiled when it goes out to the public. We realize that we deal in so much food. Occasionally, you know, there'll be some food that between the time we deliver it and the time that it gets distributed, maybe some of it has begun to spoil. We hope that is never the case, but we train all of our agencies on how to keep food safe. I'm actually, as the Chief Executive Officer, a Serve Safe manager. So, and I have several Serve Safe managers on my staff because Feeding America is so concerned about keeping food safe in our communities that we need to take that very seriously, and we do.
What's the process if somebody's watching and if they're like a particular organization, they want to become one of your trusted agencies to distribute food?
Again, go to the website feedingal.org. And there's a place on there to look if you want to become an agency, and we would love to talk to you.
Okay. And one thing I noticed on your website that was very neat is the Farmers to Families program. Can you kind of talk a little bit about that?
I can. We actually have two kind of programs that are titled that. One is a program from Publix, and they have been sending a tractor trailer load of produce to us every 2 weeks for the last 6 months. So we're incredibly grateful to Publix and the support that they give us. But there is an actual government program called Farmers to Families as well. And that is a program where boxed produce, 20-pound boxes of produce, are purchased by the government, sent to food banks, and then distributed. The program is a little haphazard because it was formulated on the fly, and they decided to renew contracts every 2 months. So for the last 6 months, we've been trying to, well, actually 8 months, we've been trying to work with a different contractor every 2 months. Not one contractor has had the contract for 2 contracts straight. And so the last contract went to Florida, and we weren't even able to communicate with them before they had no more capacity. And so the food banks in Alabama as a whole are very concerned that we're able to get part of that program again, because in November and December, we were not able to participate in the program, not just us, but other food banks in Alabama. And so we're trying to get that back in line and to make that work for our communities as well. In order to subsidize, we purchased $250,000 worth of produce from local vendors. and boxed it and sent it out to distributions that we were doing. So it was, it wasn't farmers to families, but one of the things we're most concerned about, and it's a change in food banks over the last 5 to 10 years. It used to be we sent out a lot of snacks and sugary things, and we really have taken on the mantle to be concerned about healthful foods. Now, we'll still send occasionally some snacks out, but that isn't the bulk of what we're doing anymore. The bulk of what we do today, I think last year we distributed almost 7 million pounds of produce through our distribution system, which is kind of an important thing because that's a lot healthier for the folks who are in need.
So what are your goals now into 2021? Like if you look into like a crystal ball, the next 6 months, where you see the organization?
We are actually preparing for everything to remain similar to what it's been the last 9 or 10 months. We don't expect things to change throughout 2021. We know that it's going to be continued need. We know that there are things that we're going to have to step up to the plate to do over the course of the next year. And we're preparing to do those things right now. January is a good time. We kind of reset. We sent about 2.2 million pounds of food just in December out to the community. We were honestly working like one-armed paper hangers. It was a busy month. We were able to give our folks some time off at the end of the year, which was important. And we did all of our audits and everything and our inventories so that we can start the year fresh. And now we're going back to work and making sure that we can meet the needs that are out there. I work with heroes every day. I have about 15 warehouse workers, maybe 17 warehouse workers and drivers that we work with every single day. And they are the heroes. They're the ones out there working hard to make a difference in the lives of people in our community. And if they didn't show up to work every day during the pandemic, then there would have been a lot more people who would not have had food. And so I'm grateful for the team that we have here and the work that they do to help people.
All right, just final thoughts and questions. If people would like to get in contact with you all, what's the best way?
They are welcome. I think my information is on the website. They can email me. They are welcome to call the food bank at our main number. I believe that's 205-942-8911. And you'll get to talk to Edwin. Edwin is our first impressions coordinator. He is out front and he talks to constituents of the region, donors, and he is actually a Marine. And we are grateful. Okay. He is a great guy and a young man. Probably you don't ask when you hire him, but he was one of the best hires that I've made since I was here. We've made a number of them, and I'm going to tell you, I am just ecstatic at the way he talks with folks and helps people get to what they need. And just call and ask for Edwin. He's a great guy.
Yeah, I'll be a personal witness. I called him to kind of place to figure out who to contact, and he just got it done just like that. So
he's my man.
Yeah,
he is a great friend of mine, and I'll tell you what, I am very proud of the work that we do, and very proud of the staff that we have, because they all want to help make a difference in this community.
Well, I want to personally thank you all in your organization, because I've been to several food drives, and I don't care whether it's rain. We don't have snow yet here in Alabama.
Not yet.
Not yet. You're not in Alabama until you see that. Cold weather. I've seen you all's truck pull up at several food drives and deliver, and people be waiting. And I tell anybody that the way things are going now, it doesn't matter what your income or your race or whatever the case is, that everybody needs food. And this is not just something that's just, people just coming to this and they just try to get extra food. No, people actually need food.
Yeah, they do.
And everything. So, Brett, thank you for coming on today. Thank you all.
Pleasure.
Yeah, thank you all for watching this video. Please check out what'shappeningbirmingham.com for more videos. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank y'all again and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jarvis. God bless you.
Thank you for watching the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast. Please check out our website, app, or subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest videos today.